Hello and welcome to this screencast on functional anatomy, specifically the skeletal system, and as you can see here, this is a revision screencast. Okay, so first of all, the specification, what we're going to be looking at with this screencast and the other screencast I've done, so they're going to be two screencasts for the skeletal system. First of all, we're going to be re-looking at the anatomy of a long bone, bony landmarks, location of skeletal bones, types of bone, ligaments, joints, and functions of the skeletal system. We're also going to be looking at planes of movement as well, which isn't on here. Can we please make sure that as we're going through these revision screencasts, if you find anything difficult or struggle with anything, please kind of make a note of it, i.e. come back to this section and go, okay, I found joints difficult, specifically a gliding joint. So you make a note of it so this revision isn't just passive where you're just writing things down, you are actively thinking about what you are struggling with. So we're going to look at certain questions, we're going to then circle important information. If we can remember the memory method, we'll try and remember it, translate it, and then extend it with examples. This is how I want you to answer exam questions within the actual exam. This itself is, we're just going to do some fill in the blanks and potentially looking at some questions that have come up, that may come up again, and that you may struggle with. First of all, anatomical language. Can you fill in the blanks? So pause it now, fill in the blanks, and then we'll go through the answer. Okay, so they are the answers for the anatomical language. Can we please ensure that we have them correct, mark them or change them if needed, and again, if you struggle with one specifically, please make a note of that and make sure you go over that one. Okay, so next one, structure of the skeletal system. This isn't every single bone we've done, this is just a few bones that again make up in the exam that are quite important. So again, pause this, fill it out, and then we'll go through the answer. So they are the answers that we should have. These are the bones of the skeletal system. There are obviously more that we need to be aware of, however, just for this revision screencast, I've chosen these ones here. Now, for the pelvis, we need to know specific landmarks, not landmarks, sorry. We need to know specific bones of the pelvis. Remember, these are three bones fused together, so have a go at that. And we've also got the heel bone as well. What is that called? So can you pause this and give it a go? So we have the ilium, which is this bone here. And then part of the ilium, we've got this crest here. So this is called the iliac crest. So you should be aware of that. Ilium then fuses into the pubis, which is here. You've also got the pubis on this side here, and then finally this part of the bone here is the ischium, and the ischium is here as well. Just so you know, the hamstring actually attaches to the ischium. So the hamstring attaches at the back of the leg from here all the way down to your knee, the back of your leg. And then here's already up here for heel bone, you've got calcaneus. We've spoken about the talus before, so this is the talus here. That's the talus bone, so that's what makes up the ankle joint. Tibia, fibula on the other side here, and then you've got the talus here. Now as you can see, that's the joint there. This is a subtalar joint, which we don't need to know about. So, types of bone. You have got different types of bone here, examples of different types of bone, and then the functions. So, again, pause this, give this a go. So, long bone, short bone, flat bone, irregular bone, sesamoid bone. I won't read all of the stuff here, just ensure that you are checking it. Make sure you have them right. Make sure you're adding if you didn't get all of them in there, for example, the function. And again, correct any mistakes made. And can you please answer this exam question for me? Again, pause it because I'm going to go on to the answer. So, long bones provide leverage or movement, red blood cell production, strength and structure, short bones weight bearing, flat bones protection. Done. So now we're looking at the areas of the skeletal system, or areas of the skeleton. So what are the terms used for the parts of the skeleton coloured in blue? So this part here, and then this part here. Can we remember what they are called? So give it a go, pause it again. And then just for this area here, what bones make up this area? Just for this one here, again pause. So this is the axial skeleton. It's made up of the cranium, the sternum, the ribs, and the vertebral column. And this one here is called the appendicular skeleton, made up of the limbs. So, vertebral column. Can you name the 5 sections of the vertebral column and how many bones make up each section? I've given you the memory method here to help you. Cute teddies love some cuddles. Can we pause this and have a go regards to what they're called and the number, please? So we have got cervical, thoracic, lumbar, sacrum and coccyx. We may have coccygeal at the bottom. And then we've got 7, 12, 5, 5, 4. 7, 12, 5, 5, 4. So this is a past exam question with regards to the regions of the vertebral column. Can you label B and D for me? So pause this. And what we should have is thoracic and coccyx. So this is the C spine, cervical spine, turns into the thoracic spine, sacral spine, lumbar spine, sacral is D, and then finally E is the coccyx. As we're here, can you tell me what this curve is, please? So just for the thoracic spine, what is that type of curve called? And then also for the lumbar spine, can you tell me what that curve is called? So for the thoracic, this is called kyphosis. And for the lumbar here, this is called lordosis. And then remember, if the head was facing away from us, so we were looking at the posterior aspect of the spine, this would be classed as scoliosis, so that S shape. They're the abnormal curvatures of the spine. Okay, so process of bone growth. First of all, answer what do osteoblasts do and what do osteoclasts do. So again, pause this so I can just move on with the answers. So, osteoblasts are cells that form new bone. Osteoblasts build by replacing collagen and depositing calcium. What do osteoclasts do? Osteoclasts clean. Okay, so osteoclasts break down, destroy, clean bone. It's responsible for the resorption of unnecessary calcium that the osteoblasts put down. We're still on the process of bone growth here, and what we're going to be looking at now, or the key words we're going to be using is ossification, calcium, osteoblasts, osteoclasts, epiphyseal plate, epiphyseal line. Can you answer this? So describe the process of bone growth using these key terms. If you're thinking, you know what, I'm going to struggle far too much with this here, I'm just about to click and I'm going to give you fill in the blanks to do. So if you think you can answer it with just this, please pause so and do it now. If not, here are the fill in the blanks. Can we answer it from the fill in the blanks now? So again, pause it and give that a go. So now we're going to look at the answer. So describe the process of bone growth. This is a question within an exam. It would be worth 4 marks. 1, 2, 3, 4. And we have got bone start as cartilage, hardens through ossification. Osteoblasts form new bone. Osteoclasts absorb debris or break down old bone. The epiphyseal plates or growth plates are the site where bones grow. Okay, and then once bone is fully developed, they seal off and they become the epiphyseal line. So, anatomy of a long bone. Now, you've got the answers here for the fill in the blanks, but can we actually use this to describe and just fill in the missing blanks here? For me, so pause this, give it a go. Then we've also got these here as well. So can we fill in the blanks on these ones here? Pause it again because I'm going to go through the answers now. So I'm not going to sit here and read every single one. If you just check your work there to make sure you've got it right. If you haven't, please correct. And again, for this, if you need to go back at any point, that's absolutely fine. Okay, so just pause whenever needed. Okay, so we're moving on now. Okay, so can we please answer this question? Identify which letters in figure 2 show the location of the cancellous bone, periosteum and the growth plate. So pause it. Okay, so the answer's coming up now. So what we have is B, E and C. B is the cancellous bone, this spongy bone here. E is the periosteum, that tough outer layer. And then finally we've got C right here, which is the growth plate or the epiphyseal line. So name the bony landmarks. So you've got pictures of bony landmarks here and you've just got in the fill in the gaps. Can you name these bony landmarks using the fill in the gaps? So pause this. And then we've still got 2 more left, the 2 more of this one and this one. And pause this if you haven't done it yet because the answers are going to come up. So we have a notch. This here is the notch. got the fossa, which is this deep depression where muscles are attached to. Tuberosity, this is the tibial tuberosity. It's on the tibia, it's here as well. Remember, muscles attached to tuberosities. Got a condyle, which is this curved round edges at the end of long bones. Then we've got the border, which is the edge of the bone, and then finally this process here that sticks out, and again connective tissue attaches to a process. What's the main functions of the skeletal system? So give that a go. Can you write down the 6 main functions of the skeletal system? If you have no idea, continue to watch. If you think you can, pause it please and give it a go. If not, this may help you. Pass and move, 3 S's. Okay, so can you get the main functions of the skeletal system from that memory method, pass and move? Okay, just check your answers now because I'm going to go through. So if you're continuing, please pause. We have got protection, attachment, so muscle attachment, source of blood cell production, storage of minerals, support, and movement. Okay, so what I want now is, can you explain the functions using sporting examples? So, for example, store of minerals. Okay, so calcium. Store calcium in long bones. This is essential for bone repair and bone growth. Therefore, after exercise, we need to be able to repair the bone that has sorted out. So, I'll give you. I won't give you another one because I think the other ones are pretty much self-explanatory. So pause this and just give that a go. I'm going to go through the answers now. So, first of all, protection. So, to tackle in rugby or fall during running. Okay, so protects vital organs. Cranium protects the brain. So, attachment skeletal muscle, movement produced for sport, for example, kicking a football or running. Source of blood cell production. So remember, red blood cells specifically carry hemoglobin. More hemoglobin means more oxygen to the working muscles during exercise. This would really help a marathon runner. White blood cells help fight infection, so they keep the athlete healthy. Store of minerals, already gone through. Support, provide a framework so it can produce sporting movements. Remember, carpals and tarsals support body weight during a handstand for carpals. Tarsals just when we're actually standing still. Movement. So bone length will determine sporting performance. Tennis player with long limbs will generate high force when hitting the ball as movement, but again for movement you could have had just help if it comes to endurance sports such as running. And there we go, so that is this screencast. So this is the first revision screencast on the skeletal system, which is specifically concentrating on bones. The next one's going to be concentrating on joints, but as well as bones as well. So hopefully that has helped. Remember, please make notes of anything you have really struggled with and thought, right, I need to go back to my notes on that and need to look at it. So for example, process of bone growth. Really test yourself on that. Get your flashcards out, quiz yourself with your flashcards. If you haven't done flashcards for it, please ensure you're doing flashcards for everything you're finding difficult. This will help your revision in the long term. Okay, thank you for listening.